Hi, I'm DJ McCree, and today we're going to be talking about this. I made a promise that, like I said, this is going to be a lot of reviews and stuff like that, and a lot of tips going to be told about mixing and mastering, and in general, tools and stuff like that that you can use for it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to actually talk about this right here, which is in front of me, which is the strip. The strip. How am I going to educate somebody, and I can't even say strip. But anyways, the Strip is made by DDMF, which is a independent company, which I use the word independent kind of loosely. I just say that for a small company that, may not be as known as other major companies out there like Native Instrument. Everybody says, oh, I know what a Native Instrument is, and Waves. But anyways, nonetheless, doesn't make this particular product any more inferior. Just to knock it out, knock off all the BS. However, this particular thing in front of us is a channel strip that is made for mixing. It is an extra and essentials tool for many things as far as shaping your overall sound when you're making beats or when you're mixing down music. So what all we have here is we have 5 bands, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and going over the 5 bands. This is a high frequency, high mid frequency, low mid frequency, and low frequency. And you also have a filter section right here, which is a high pass and a low pass filter, a gate, and a compressor, and then a gain knob, and then an output knob. And then you also have minor things as far as like a phase inversion, if you want to invert or reverse the polarity. So if your polarity is moving this way and you have phase invert and your polarity is moving this way and you turn on phase, it will go in the opposite direction. So that's pretty much how that works. So, and oversampling is just like a way of just bringing something, a small sample that might kind of lose its lossiness or whatever, which, I don't really care to even get into that. And, kind of just keep the sample at its specific rate than what it would be, from it being sonically neutral. Speaking of sonically neutral, this plugin looks like it kind of favors both the Neve channel strip and more or less to me, the SSL 400 channel strip. Unfortunately, and I just say this loosely, it does not carry those characteristics of those two that I just named. Does that make it inferior? Absolutely not. Just because something is sonically neutral, which computer mixing in general does not add any extra characteristics or harmonics. That's why a lot of plugins now are getting more play because it's adding a little saturated sound or harmonics that you would get from using analog gear or running, pretty much outboard gear into something or characteristics that we're used to, if you're listening to music, which, could appeal to you or not. However, it being sonically neutral, it's quite all right. You wouldn't notice the difference unless somebody actually told you. I'm just saying. But in general, the price of this is $50. And at $50, that could either be a red flag or a green flag or checkered flag, I guess. And to me, it's a checker flag, if that's the right flag that they wave in a race. But anyways, yeah. So going over all the stuff that I just went over. Other than that, what good uses can it be used for? A lot of good uses. A 5-band EQ is very, very, very awesome. And a lot of this is personal prep because most people don't like using parametric EQs. I'm not too huge of a fan of parametric EQs, but they have their place, and in this particular area right here, channel strips, have their place as well, especially when you look at, their the way it's metered and, you have all these visuals that you can go by. So, I have a track. I've been playing this track all day. I just used it in the Dr. Dre tutorial or the mid to side tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna mute that, and I'm gonna see if it actually plays first. So let me see what we have going on here. Oh, okay, Maximus is that's just Maximus running. Oh yeah. So I actually have been working on a drum kit as well. That snare that's actually playing, and those settings actually are a reflection of it. I don't need final strip. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to say preset as, slide it on the slot 4, and I'm going to go ahead and close that because I don't want to use that one. And it'll be a exact duplicate of everything except it will not be detached. So I'm going to go ahead and detach it. And then I'm going to go into tools, micros, and lose some of that ridiculous CPU from Relayer. And then we're going to play the track again. It's dramatically different. Like I said, it doesn't add any extra characteristics to the track. So, you know, if I was to play it, and I'm going to go ahead and screen it up, play it. I'm going to play without the strip on. Matter of fact, I want to do something real quick. I did it again. But anyways, one thing that kind of grinds my gears about this, and I just be quite honest, and I am honest. I'm brutally honest to every thing I review. Is that it does not have any type of reset button. That would make this, if DDMF, if you guys are watching, which I'm pretty sure you are, because there ain't many reviews of this. You need next update that you do, if you feel the need to do an update, which hopefully you will, put a reset button somewhere on this, somehow, some way, because 9 times out of 10 you don't want to go through all that and tap on each knob, which you can, which is a bonus. You can actually double tap on the knob and reset everything, but pressing a reset button and resetting all the parameters would be much better. So we're gonna go ahead and play that play without the strip on. And I'm going to turn this strip on. So you see, it doesn't color the actual track or anything, or the snare, which the snare that's actually running through right now. So it doesn't have any of that characteristic. But however, you can see the output working. Right now the gate is not working, and you activate the gate by just pressing on a button. So we're gonna go ahead and activate the gate. As you can see, it immediately starts working. So you just turn on the attack, because the attack is what's making it seem that way. One of the key things I do like about this, and we're working with it, is that the harshness of this. This is not was something that you would actually want to slap on your master because of how harsh it is. It could really, or you could. It depends on your style of mixing, but it really gets in there. So I'm adding mid frequencies. Gonna work with the peak meter, with the peak shelf. And you guys can see it's quite harsh. I'm gonna actually dipping it right now. Work with the low middle frequency of this snare. So it definitely has character. body to it. Or perhaps just remove the low frequency altogether. Now the snare is thin, the main snare. Add some high frequency. You could, and you could do stuff like this, add the body to it, and then you can turn it off. So this overall has its own feeling to it, and then add some gain. It's a little too peaky. I could just roll out the output, Turn off the high. I mean, it's a great tool for, making your snares, shaping your snares. And turn it off. So what about the high pass here? Let's see how the high pass goes. Let's see what the low pass is like. On. And the compressor works just like any other compressor would work. If you could grasp the theory, if you have too much attack on, and the compressor will work like this. Just the threshold ratio. Now it's reading the compression now. Releases too fast. It's adding tail, as you can see by the metering. So that's accurate. Rolling off less release, adds a little distortion. You can set the ratio. Brick wallet, which brick wallet is 10. Turn up the knee. There's a lot of compression there. mess with the gate a little bit. Range. Kind of shortens up the release. You can actually hear the snare being getting shorter, just so it'll keep them just turn on just the snare. So I mean, it has its purposes to it. So I'm gonna go to the original strip, and the original strip looks like this. And let's hear how the results of what I got that I did like. As you can see, the snare is much more snappier on this one. I have a layer on this one as well, so it added the other characteristic on the delay. Add the other snare back in. And by all means, this particular snare, the secondary snare, has a characteristic of its own as well. See, I have a gate on it, and I compressed it, and it sounds like this originally. You see how ugly that sounds? So with that being said, the channel strip has this great uses for it as far as, fixating snares and stuff like that. I happen to use this a lot for sound design and is designing my drum kits as well. So it has its good purpose. It was $50 well spent. I didn't come in with very high expectations of anything other than the fact that this would be a channel strip that has everything that I need, and I don't have to go and mess with other volume envelopes and pull up another plugin and even pull up another compressor or anything like that. And it serves its adequate purpose. It's not as inadequate as people was making it seem like on gearsluts.com. And and see that the way the community reflects itself as far as how things work. And if somebody says it's bad, everybody else says it's bad. It's not bad. It's actually very good. And I wanted to give this particular VST effect, or this channel strip, its shine, because it's very good and it's very affordable versus a lot of the other ones that cost maybe $100 to $200, and they really don't meet they meet different purposes, and it's a matter of opinion. But this is very good. Anyways, I know this is a long tutorial, well, not a tutorial, a long video for a channel strip, but I just wanted to show its instances where it is very good. So, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments, questions about this channel strip, The Strip by DDMF, please leave a comment, or just, even share some tips and stuff like that. We're working this channel strip if you actually own it. And if you like this video, once again, subscribe. I have other videos and stuff like that. You actually could go to my VST reviews and overviews and learn a lot more about a lot of other plugins, and I read and make sure that I get the gist of a lot of this stuff before attacking and making videos and saying whatnot. But yeah, my name is DJ McCree, and I want everybody to have a nice day. I'm out.